that they don't know what it is. They're completely ignorant and they're in the dark, right?
16, she had HS just like me. She was...
Until science and healthcare at large can address.
I am not sad.
Hi, my name is Mossy. I'm 45 years old and I suffer from Hidradenitis Suppurativa, or HS for short.
I'm an ordinary man, nothing special, nothing grand. Had to work for everything I own. Never asked for a lot, I was happy with what I got. Enough to keep my family and my home. Say the times are hard, and they can be my cards. They say there's no work to go around. When the whistle blows, the gates will finally close. Tonight they go to shut this fighting down. Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears, while we all sup sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more.
Got my first outbreak when I was about 14 years old, right on my butt, and it was lanced at the local hospital in Waterford in Ireland, where I was living at the time. And that was pretty much it. It was very, very painful. It was painful for a week before I had it lanced and a week after it, with the daily packings. And for years after that, I never had another touch of it until I was 19 years old, where I had a big emotional upheaval in my life, and huge amounts of stress that came over me at the time, and my HS came back on the back of my neck, where I had boils about as big as grapes, 2 or 3 of them in different spots on the back of my neck that were horribly painful, and I was given vitamins to try and take them down, antibiotics, nothing worked. I ended up having to get those lanced as well, and they just started coming back almost, every 2, maybe 3 weeks. I was getting another big boil that would come up. I was going back to the same doctor, and he was lancing them out for me, and he kept, making reference, saying that he never saw anything like it. He had no idea. I wasn't diagnosed at the time. So I just kept getting these things lanced. They started moving across onto my shoulders and eventually down onto my chest and into my armpits. The boils started getting bigger and more painful. I started getting more secretive about it. It was something that was very embarrassing to me.
'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again.
The doctor kept suggesting that I shower more often, that I wear clean clothes more often, a couple of things to take out of my diet, high fat, maybe stop eating chocolate, which I never really ate much of anyway. But no real treatment, no success, it started to become normal for me. I was hiding it so much, which is very difficult in my job, because I'm in the public eye quite a bit. My job is in public. I moved to America in '96, and the HS continued, but it was very difficult to get treatment here because it's so expensive. It's a medical business rather than a medical service here. When I eventually got health insurance, I was able to go to a dermatologist who didn't say a whole lot for me, just lanced a couple of boils on my chest and on my back of my neck. One of the times I went to see him, I had one a lot bigger than a golf ball, maybe as big as an egg, under my armpit, and he gasped when he saw it. And that's the day I learned that it's not good to impress a doctor, especially a dermatologist, who was absolutely shocked at what he saw in my armpit. That was the last time I ever went to see him. I tried several different dermatologists, and eventually one who was a Russian immigrant, believe it or not, she was the one who called it hidradenitis for me. I had no idea what it was, never heard of it, but I was pretty late stage at that stage. My whole back, my armpits and chest, the back of my neck had calmed down a little bit by then, but the rest of it, and then I got them back on my butt again and in my groin. It went on I tried different medications that you put me on that nothing really worked. I tried steroids, tried Accutane, or Roaccutane they call it in Europe, and that was a disaster. I got all the side effects from it but never got any relief, which was pretty much the story with any medications I took for it. Got the side effects but no result from it. Didn't get much relief at all. One of the insidious things about this disease is, for me anyway, is the pain and the mess and the smell and the paranoia of it and the embarrassment of it became normal. So I don't know what it's like to feel okay anymore. I haven't done for years and years, and unfortunately, you know, I don't know what to look forward to anymore. It's a constant pain, it's constant mess.
Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more.
I even ask my family or close friends who know that I have HS, you know, can you smell something? And they always tell me no, and I'm hoping they're not just placating me or just, you know, making me feel good, because it's almost like I'm paranoid about it. It's in my head. I did go to see a homeopathist one time, long time ago, and he told me it was going to get worse before it got better, which it did. It got worse, but then it started to improve again, and I got very excited about that. But it only improved back to where I was again, where I started, and it plateaued. The best result I ever got from it was acupuncture, but my health insurance won't cover it, and I just can't afford to do it anymore, unfortunately. It's life-changing for me now. Just a couple of years ago, I started getting pains in my joints, my left hand especially, which is dangerous for me because I'm a musician.
There's a pale, sorrowed maiden who toils her life away with a worn heart whose better days are o'er.
And my left hand is how I play guitar. Play the chords on the fingerboard. The two middle fingers are the busiest for a musician. They do most of the work, and the two middle fingers were the bits that got really sore for me. You can see me scratching the HS right now. And he asked me, did I have any other problems? And he asked me, did I have skin problems? And I said, yes, I do. And he said, is it hidradenitis? And I said, yes. He told me that the strain of rheumatoid arthritis that I have is almost unique to HS sufferers, or HSers. And he put me on a course of methotrexate, which I had a very bad reaction to. Horrible time with the nurse that was there, and with side effects that never returned any of my calls. So I stopped going to him, having trouble finding a rheumatologist to treat me now, and hoping that if they treat the arthritis, maybe the the HS will calm down a little bit as well. So here I am, 45 years old, having difficulty walking sometimes. If it's not my skin that's acting up, it's my knees and my ankles, especially now on my left hand, that are painful, and it's making work more and more difficult.
There's a pale, sorrowed maiden who toils her life away with a worn heart whose better days are...
It's very frustrating, but there's not a whole lot, it's a life-changing disease. I'd love to, people are saying we'd love to get a cure, so I'd love to get some treatment just to get some relief. I was offered painkillers before by doctors and I just cannot take them. The side effects were just that bad that the pain was more tolerable than the side effects that I got from it. So that's a no-go for me, unfortunately. There's not a whole lot more I can say about it. I've heard so many different things that cause it. Some people say it's food, some people say it's temperature or climate. But in some of the HS groups, support groups that I'm in, people are living in all different parts of the world, eating all different kinds of food, different climates, living in cold weather and hot weather, in temperate weather, and we all seem to suffer the same way. So a treatment would be nice now. Not even a cure yet. If they can learn how to treat it affordably, it would be life-changing for me. I'm too young to feel as old and to feel this decrepit. And being quite honest with you, I'm afraid of losing my career for it. I know several other people through the groups that have lost careers and are on permanent disability now because their life is just not manageable. After that, there's not a whole lot more I can say, only to ask people to try and spread awareness and just to know that they say there's 1% of the population of the world has it, but because so many people hide it, like I did for several years, it could be a hell of a lot more, at least double or triple that number. So there's millions of people around the world who suffer from this unnecessarily, and because there's very little research done. Not only is there not a cure, but there's not even treatment for it. Hi, my name is Mossy, 45 years old, and I suffer from Hidradenitis Suppurativa, or HS for short.
Maiden who toils her life away with a worn heart whose better days are o'er. Though her voice would be merry, 'tis sighing all the day. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more.
'Tis a sigh that is wafted across the
One, that they don't know what it is. They're completely ignorant and they're in the dark, right?
16, she had HS just like me. She was
Until science and healthcare at large can address
I am not sad.